Yeah, we on that time. 60 on the board, now we start that climb. Get ready, get set, yeah, the moment's now. When it hits 0, we gon' show you how. Run! Yeah. Yeah. 50 seconds, feel the energy rise. Heartbeat fast, yeah, you feel that vibe. Lights get bright, yeah, the stage get set. We ain't even started, but you ain't ready yet. 40 on the clock, now we pick up pace. Every second count, yeah, we in that race. Crowd tuned in, yeah, they locked in tight. Whole room buzzing, yeah, we taking flight. Yeah, 30 seconds left, now we turn it up. No slowing down, gotta fill that cup. Energy peaking, yeah, it's building fast. Blink one time, might miss that blast. 40 on the clock, yeah, we feel to the heat. Baseline knocking, got you out your seat. Hands go up, yeah, we ready to go. Whole vibe shift when we hit that flow. 10, 9, feel that energy climb. 8, 7, yeah, it's almost time. 6, 5, yeah, we live right now. 4, 3, let me hear that crowd. Steve on the mic, yeah, the nurse got skill. Break it down smooth, keep the whole squad chill. Talking about kidneys, yeah, we keep them on track. If your numbers off balance, he gon' bring them right back. Got the wisdom on deck, no stress, just facts. Hydration, motivation, every time he reacts. From the clinic hallway to your podcast feed, dropping gems so fresh, yeah, that's all you need. Stevethekidneynurse, yeah, you know the name. Keep your body in check, yeah, we play no games. Real talk, real health, yeah, we keep it pure. Tap in right now, Stevethekidneynurse, yeah. Stevethekidneynurse, yeah. Stevethekidneynurse.
Welcome back to Dialysis LIfe with Steve the Kidney Nurse, the show where we shine the light on kidney disease, dialysis, transplant, patient voices, and the real stories behind the journey. And I'm also joined tonight by my lovely guest co-host and dialysis technician and patient advocate from Jamaica, Kenesha Williams. Tonight, on our Recovery Road segment, in fact, let me put it up there. This is our Recovery Road segment. We are honored to welcome a very special guest, one that I had the honor working with, I think it was 5 to 6 years as a producer for the Lisa Baxter show on the Urban Health Outreach Media Network. In fact, let me give you a snippet of when she first started on the Urban Health Outreach Media Network. Wait a minute.
List, or God forbid I never get on it. I want to make this thing work. I'm trying. You know I am. Right, baby? You know I am. Come on now. I want to live not just for the kids, but for you. Definitely for you, boo. All right? Because God got this. I know one thing, though. This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. Hey, everybody. How are you doing? I say good night, but not good night to go to bed. But just because it's evening, so I'll even say good evening. Oh, boy, we got a slamming show for you tonight. I'm telling you, I don't know what to say first, but
So that was Lisa Baxter on the Urban Health Outreach Media Network 6 years ago, right? It's been a long time. And let me tell you, Lisa Baxter, host of the Lisa Baxter Show, a kidney warrior, 10-year transplant recipient, and powerful advocate for anyone in need. Lisa's story is one of faith, perseverance, service, and purpose. Living with PKD, which is polycystic kidney disease, Lisa spent 12 years 12 years on dialysis before receiving her life-saving transplant. And for the past 10 years, she has been sharing her journey to inspire and encourage others through speaking engagements, workshops, health fairs. She's everywhere, schools, senior centers, and community events. She continues to educate and uplift people across the country. Also, Lisa is a graduate of Empire State College. She works in the social service field and has a deep passion for helping people. She was married to Mitch Baxter for 14 years. She serves faithfully at New Life Cathedral under Bishop Robert Joel Rochford and has spent 30 years. Shondo! That's what I got from Lisa Baxter. One of her catchphrases, Shondo! 30 years in the ministry. That's impeccable. That's dedication. She also has a heart for youth and the performing arts. And you see it, she's back to acting again. In fact, let me show you one of her shows she did on the Lisa Baxter show, Court.
All rise, please stand for the judge, the Honorable Judge Sandra Kilogram.
All righty. Thank you very much, Davis.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, hey. You know why we're here, right? Well, you know why we're here. And it's all your fault. It's all your fault.
There you go. There you go.
No, I can't believe you dragged me into this court.
What?
I didn't
Yeah,
listen to
we're
you.
gonna but I'm tired of listening to you. I'm gonna let the judge say.
Hey.
Simmer down.
No.
That was Jared Brown. He also was a producer on the Urban Health Outreach Media, playing the bailiff. And Lisa lives in New York. So before we bring Lisa on, I definitely got to acknowledge our sponsor of tonight's show, which is KIdneyWarrior Biotech, which are the makers of Renadil. Now, let me tell you, if you're a follower of Steve the Kidney Nurse in the show, you will get $10 off on any product. Any followers of Steve the Kidney Nurse can get a 10% off products by using the code STKN at checkout. And again, we want to thank KIdneyWarrior Biotech for supporting the show and the kidney community. And also, let me just go over this medical disclaimer because we're not doctors over here. All right. This show, the information that's broadcast on Dialysis LIfe with Steve the Kidney Nurse, is provided for educational and informational purposes only. And is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, and treatment. So with all that out the way, let me welcome my co-host that's near Kingston, Jamaica. And we're going to give her the co-host welcome, Kanisha Williams.
Thank you for having me again.
Hey, Kanisha, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a minute since you've been back. I
Yes,
know
it has.
yeah, I know last time we had a little bit of technical issues with your equipment, but everything seems to be running really well now.
Yes. Yes, it
Absolutely.
seems good.
So how is dialysis going over in Jamaica?
Well, it's been going good so far. We just have to be consistent with our patients because of the heat. So we don't want to have them come in with fluid overload. So we just have to be consistent with them, talking to them, telling them, please don't drink too much. We tell them like get the frozen fruits, eat those, minimize on the fluids that you take in because we don't want to have them coming in and we have to probably send them to the doctor because of shortness of breath or anything of that sort, which is not good for them. So we have to just talk to them and
Right.
re-educate, continuously educating them because a lot of them will be like, we can't do it, it's too hot. But we have to just continue motivating them to continue doing what they have to do.
Got you. So let's bring on our special guest. It's been a minute since Lisa and I talked. She texts me from time to time on the phone, but we haven't sat down in a while to have a candid conversation. So let me give her the VIP intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Lisa Baxter. What's going on, Lisa?
Hey, Steve. Oh, and hey, co-host. I gotta get your name right. But thank you for having me on. That sounds familiar, Steve. That introduction just now. Dun 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 dun. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. We had it, ever since we started the Urban Health Outreach Media. That was one of the VIP intros that
Right. I knew.
Jared
Yeah.
put together.
Oh, that's right. That's yeah, because I do know that one. And I tell you, yeah, it was 2.5 years on the urban. And let
Oh,
me
two
see,
and a half
Lisa
years.
Baxter.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it was 2.5 years, and I was married 23 years to Mitchell before he passed away. But yeah, yeah. But we like family here, so we're gonna bring this thing. We're gonna do it up. So
Yeah,
bam, let's do
yeah. Lisa,
it.
I went back and dug back in the archives. Do you remember this picture right here?
Oh, me, you, and Dawn, I believe.
Yeah, that was in New York City when I came to visit.
Yeah, you came up because I think you came more than once because
Yeah, I came
we were able to
twice.
take pictures each time, right? And yeah, because it was that other big event that you had taped the whole thing, and then it was this one here too because that
Yeah,
was with CKD champions. Yeah,
well, but this was at the hospital. I
it
mean, at the
was.
dialysis clinic.
Yeah, Robertson.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
You
I used
remember
to
this
work.
one right
Right.
here?
Yeah. Let me see.
That was
Yeah.
at Dawn's event.
Yeah, that's when we were all CKD champions together. That was the name of her company. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And
It
then
was a
this one
couple of
right
them.
here that I sent you recently with
Oh yeah, with all of us
Tamika.
in the hallway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tamika. Kanisha, this was my original co-host 6 years ago. Her name Tamika. She worked in dialysis as well. Lisa Baxter. I forgot this gentleman's name.
Which one?
Right here.
Oh, Oh yeah.
Next to
That's
you.
David.
Okay.
David.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
that's David. Yeah.
Stephanie Mo Davis,
Right.
the Kidney Boys.
Yeah, I still
Uh,
talk to everybody basically.
yeah, Don Mormon and
Mhm.
I forgot Chris Hassel,
Yeah,
and then there go
Hassel.
me in the front kneeling
Yeah,
down. So
kneeling.
yeah, Lisa, let me ask you before I start my interview. When you see these pictures and you see the video of you back in the day, what does that bring back for you?
Well, it always make me smile and laugh because it's so funny that we became like a real family. And even though we didn't live in the same place, we still kept in contact, call each other, about anything. Well, the good, bad, and ugly, we would talk, talk, pray, and what have you. But what really admired me about the pictures and everything is that you had before I started Lisa Baxter 17 years. I've been doing the Lisa Baxter show. But what got me is that you had a heart to want to even let me bring it over there to your thing that you already had started. And you had 8 programs on there. I thought that was a genius thing to have 8 different type of programs to get dialysis patients, the caregivers, the doctors, and everybody engaged. That's what we need. Because that it's like our stuff is under a rock, and seeing those pictures make me smile, feel a little teary-eyed, because we don't really get to live or see each other in person a lot. But we always laughing and gaming on each other. You my brother. So, what can I say? I don't want to cry, right? Cry. Yeah, but yeah.
Right. Okay, Kenesha. My co-host can't hear you, but she can hear me. So
Oh,
that's no
oh,
issue.
Tanisha.
Uh, if she has a question, can you hear me now?
I'm
I can
hearing
hear
you
you.
loud and clear, but I'm just not hearing her.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Try to sign off
I
and
hear the
sign back
baby.
in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I know the feeling. All my stuff acts up.
Mm-hmm.
When I look
So
back, when I look rough, it
yeah,
you can see me good. When I'm together, things start acting up. So I'm just glad to be with you both. Tell you the truth.
right. So Lisa, can you take us back? Because a lot of people don't know your story. Even though I see
Okay.
you on TikTok and you be contributing to the conversation. I see you on Facebook. IG, you still doing your thing. But can you take us back to the beginning and share your kidney journey with us when it first started, when you started dialysis? What was life like when you first learned you had PKD?
Well, I was about to get married when I found out I had polycystic kidney disease. My husband was my boyfriend, and he popped the question to me. And it happens that the paper came in the mail that the doctor sent after I was tested. Because when you're about to get married and everything, they give you blood tests. You got to make sure things are right. That old-fashioned thing is still true, and they still do it. So when we read it, he opened it. I told him to open it. We read it, and it said that I had polycystic kidney disease. Now, I wasn't really good about that polycystic kidney thing because I didn't know anything about it or enough about it, or my family didn't know enough about it. Not like as good as I know things now. But when I found out, it like drops your heart. You know what I mean? It shocks you. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what it is. So I told my husband, listen, my fiance at the time, I said, Mitchell, you better run for your life because I don't know what this is. He said, no, baby, I believe God. I believe God. I believe God too, but sometimes men don't always feel the same way. They might scare them or make them run. I've seen people run when they find out their loved one that they may marry, they got a chance to get away or get out of it. But my husband was a champ. He stayed. He was even wanting to give me a kidney. and everything, and was a perfect match to give me one after I was on for such a long time.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
So let me check with my co-host. Can you hear Lisa?
I'm hearing her slightly.
Okay, do I need to talk louder?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh,
We've
okay.
been having some equipment issues.
Okay, good. I'm in the right family then, because I had some too.
Okay.
So, okay.
But you can hear it, right? But just slightly.
I can hear both of you. Yep.
No, I'm talking to Kanisha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All
So,
right.
Lisa, when did dialysis become part of your journey? Once you found out you had PKD, when did the dialysis part become part of that journey?
Well, okay. In the 90s, I found out I had it. Okay. I would say maybe a little late 90-ish, I found out I had it. But by the time I was married a couple of years, I went on dialysis in 2004. You know, and I tried to learn everything, tell you the truth. I tried to eat everything that I could to help me gain knowledge about this thing, because this thing was new and it was scary. You know, I had to learn so much about the needles and, you know, about, you know, getting the fistula and having it in my neck and my groin, you know, having it in my chest. You know what I mean? I had the catheter, you know what I mean? It was something that I had to deal with and I had to work with, and I had to go to work. Sometimes my catheter would like be up or almost stick out. I think it scared my supervisor and them to death. I think they were whispering about it because one of them approached me and said something to me. And I said, well, somebody got a problem with I want to know right now, but they know me. You know, I'll have the people come, I'll call a meeting. You know, I see prejudice right there over illness, you know. I was with that job too long for you to start messing with me when I'm sick. You know what I mean? Or when I'm trying to deal with my sickness. So, you know, she came together about it because she didn't want that. You know what I mean? But she had mentioned it. And you can't do that, you know, especially when you're in a supervisor position.
Right.
But yeah, I had to make it part of everything. So, you know, people notice the changes, you know, the darker skin, the eyes, you know, the eye color type of thing, like I was drinking and even I don't drink. Yes. They noticed that kind of stuff. Sometimes people didn't want to say anything, but a lot of them was very bold with, oh my God, you're so dark. Oh my God. You know, they didn't know how to deal with it. Some of them treated me like I was going to break any minute. And some people, you know, treated me like nothing was wrong with me, which wasn't that bad. But sometimes they want you to do more things than you're really capable of doing, where you may injure your fistula and stuff like that, because they don't know, they're not educated about it either. So it was always my job to educate them. That's why I wore the short sleeve shirts and I got in the pool in my bathing suit, because I know they're staring at my arm. I took that time to teach lessons.
Right. So what helped you push through those 12 years?
I would say God, you know what I mean? I did a lot of prayer and praying. And I learned to work with the medical team. You know, when you have a medical team, you can't just deal with one person. You have to deal with the whole team. So I've known everybody in the center. I know who was a good stick, who wasn't a good stick, you know what I mean? Who was nervous or, you know, whatever. But dealing with the team, dealing with the nutritionist, and not, you know, because I really didn't want that respirator thing, you know, by having too much fluid. So I tried to do everything right as best I could do. You know what I mean? Because that's just not, you know, that's not that easy. I loved water. I cried when they took me. I couldn't drink but so much water. I'm like, what? And you be sucking the glass in the cup. You're so thirsty, you want more, and you know you can't have any more. So you try to like do a little bit. It's just that takes a lot of education, and you got to really be disciplined. That doesn't come right away. I'm telling you right now, it doesn't. But I've never had a serious fluid overload, but my family have. And I've seen that, and I was scared to death, scared me enough to scare me straight to do right. So, you know, yeah.
My co-host is back, and I believe she can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, definitely.
Do you have any questions on what you heard so far, Kanisha? I know you was all pretty much of her response, but do you have any questions?
All right. So, when you were diagnosed with PKD, what
Mhm.
was your initial reaction on that?
Well, I was shocked. And it was hard to deal with, but I didn't even know what it was. I just, because they said a name and the name was long, polycystic kidney disease, and you like, what's that? You know what I mean? What's that? But it must be something. When they started whispering, when they did the sonogram, the blood test wasn't even enough in the urine. They done said they little stuff when they, but then they started doing this thing and they started whispering. So I said, well, what's the matter? They said, the doctor will talk to you. But I mean, how you going to whisper in front of me? You at least go way out in the room, because that make people scared or nervous. Like, well, what's wrong? What I got? You know what I mean? You got to be tactful. But they wasn't being tactful. But it brightened up my eyes a little bit. But I still didn't know. And I tried to do. I had what I had. I had a nutritionist that will, like, so my kidneys wouldn't fail with not eating so much meat. And it was a very nice nutritionist, that dietitian that helped me before I even got on dialysis. She gave me a diet that was really good, that helped me a whole lot too. But probably, sister, you're gonna have it. You're gonna go on dialysis. You have that because you getting all the signs and stuff. But yeah.
All right. Just a follow-up question behind that. So, when that happened, right? How was your support system at home, or who was your support system?
Oh, please. Man, my husband was a great support. He would go with me to dialysis, especially if when we get out of town, he went with me to dialysis. Um, my siblings, because a lot of them was already on dialysis as well. And even though they were on, I knew little pieces, but I didn't know enough. When it really comes at your door, you know a lot more, but you need to know a lot way before you get to this point. So I learned all of these things. This is what made me write books. This is what made me start the shows and stuff, because I saw all the different things in the center where people, I just saw so much that was disheartening, that I tried to make a difference by doing everything I can. You know what I mean? But oh my God.
Lisa, what did it
Yeah.
mean to you when you received your transplant and began life after dialysis?
You know what, Steve, man? I noticed that dialysis is a life, it still saves your life, even though you go through stuff. Same thing with the transplant. You happy, even though you don't know what that journey looked like yet. I didn't know what dialysis looked like. I didn't know what transplant looked like, but I was happy to get it. I was called 4 times. And the first time I let go to somebody that needed it more than I did. I mean, I wasn't in no dire straits. I was just tired of going to dialysis. That was just about it. But I was thriving on it still, But I was glad to have the transplant, because that the second time they called me, it was an intravenous drug user, and I didn't want that kidney. So you see, I wasn't in a hurry. I was scared because I already had enough problems without another illness jumping on me from an intravenous drug user. Third was I was in I was in a ambulance because I caught a bad cold, and the dialysis center didn't wait for me to go to the doctor myself. They called while I was doing treatment. Like, what? So while I'm in there, the phone ringing, they said, well, your kidney's ready. And I said, well, I'm in the ambulance. They said, well, if you sick, we can't give you a kidney right now. We're going to have to call you another time. And they gave it to somebody else. But that fourth time, I was at work and I was so excited. I'm like, okay, I'm the only one here. I said, when my boss come, I'm going to tell her and I'm going to go. I had my bag packed, but I never got to take that bag to the hospital. I don't care how good that bag was. It stayed in the house. I was the only one that lived there. But I'm just saying, I was very happy and very excited. And I learned a lot. That whole time I was in the hospital, I truly, truly learned a lot. And I saw a lot. I called my kidney Hannah. And that's how they address her to this day. They address my kidney to this day. They call her Hannah. Everybody in Mount Sinai Hospital, every clinic I go to, they say, Lisa, how's Hannah? What's up with Hannah? I'm happy. I'm not sorry that I got the transplant, even though I got some illnesses that I did not like.
Right.
And I didn't appreciate some things that went down that my donor had that I ended up having that I didn't know she had. So I wasn't happy with that, but I would say take this chance, just like you take the chance with dialysis to see how it do. You got to let it pan out. Same thing you have to do with the transplant. You got to see how it do, and you'll know if you'll do it again, God forbid, if it ever fail, or just keep this one going as long as you can.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you, what emotions do you remember from that time when you got that call?
I was grinning from ear to ear. What? I was said, what? A kidney, because everybody said, take 7 years, even though I was on dialysis almost 13. It takes 7 years. So, you get used to life as it is. But when you get the call, it's like everything stopped. And I'm like, oh my God, what I do first? You don't know what to do. So I get on 2 trains to go to the hospital, and I'm texting people because my family have to know where I'm at. Since my husband died, I had to tell them everything in a group text and all of that. This is before the group text though. But I mean, I'm texting everybody at the same time. I'm taking pictures in front of the hospital. I made a video. I just went deep. I was happy. I was excited. My family was a little scared to let me go for this operation because we had lost family. We lost a lot of family, and they were afraid. But I told them the same God that kept me all them years on dialysis is going to be the same God that's going to keep me on my transplant. And I don't want to go nowhere, but if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Just be right with God. Right. And I said, well, hoping I'm right. Well, just in case something happened under the knife, but all was really well. All went well.
Let me ask you one more question before I turn it over to my co-host.
Sure.
How has life been different in the last 10 years?
Well, I think the only thing what I liked first was I kept forgetting that I didn't have to go to dialysis. I was still getting up and ready, and I said, "Oh my God, Lisa, you're not on dialysis." And then when the people kept telling me, "You still have your diet like you're on dialysis when you're not," and I'm like, I didn't even know I was doing that. But they kept saying, "Eat some ice cream, and you lost 10 pounds again," I'm like, what? So I'm trying a little bit of everything, but life was pretty good not having to go to dialysis. That was a big thing. But getting the bone problems and stuff like that, I didn't know some of them make you moody or your mood change, you know what I mean? And my teeth falling out, I had a problem with that because nobody want to fix them for me. Right. Nobody want to give me no new ones. I went through the whole thing with that. I went to 8 different specialists and stuff like that. Those are the negative things, but you can't keep a blessed woman down. You know what I mean? You got to look at the good part. The part is I'm alive and kicking. I'm still pushing on and moving on. While I always kept a job. So even on dialysis, I worked. I ain't scared of work. It's just my job lost funding last year. But while it lost funding, I became a chaplain. You know what I'm saying? I kept going because you got to keep living. The only thing is that it encouraged some of my family, even though they don't want a transplant. They didn't even want dialysis, but they didn't want a transplant either. Well, maybe one of them might want a transplant. The rest of them didn't want one. You know what I mean? The other generation of my family that I'm dealing with.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you stated that it was almost 13 years that you were on dialysis, right? What was your hardest or what was the most challenging parts of being on dialysis for so long?
Well, you didn't want it to really mess with your intimacy. I was married and we was trying to have a baby a long time. So that interrupted that. Even though I had many miscarriages, that interrupted that. And then, trying to still look pretty or beautiful. And you getting, I always called it my suntan or my summer vacation tan, which really the dialysis tan, you sometimes see that with some people with other illnesses. You see that it's a weird look, but I know it because I can see it when I can see it in other people's faces. So sometimes you could tell. But I mean, it wasn't the hardest thing I think is seeing other people in my family get on dialysis. But the one thing I loved about them, they were fighters too. Yolanda, D. Simone, Keith, Shelton. Shelton was rebellious on dialysis, and that's he died on the machine. But he, let me see, Keith, Allie's a fighter on it. She does all she can. That's my sister Wendy. And I mean, I seeing them on it and seeing them do everything to live on it, I was very proud of them. Very, very proud of Mark and Yolanda and Dees and Keith, and they were very helpful and reading me on it, you know what I mean, and trying to help me with it, you know what I mean, and to encourage me with it. Because I said they want me to be on that thing, that club that y'all, and they want me on this in the club. That's what the news I got. You know what I mean? All I could think is I wouldn't be able to have any children, even though I've had clients. I was a social worker for people that had children or had one kidney or a child on dialysis, so I've seen that. But that I think the hardest thing is not having a baby. Sometimes I had to know how to be smart about being intimate with my husband on the days that I didn't go. So that was the rough part of that. But other than that, we traveled. We went. I mean, Paris. We went everywhere. And people see us like an army, and we go right into the dialysis center. Let's go, the whole family on dialysis, But we didn't let it take us down. We still kept a job, ran a business. I'm very proud of my generation with that, because they did a very good job, and it encouraged me. And that's why I, go to Albany for the people on disability, and I go to Washington for the dialysis patients. So, for all of us, because we one big family, and we're a big army that's fighting.
Right. So, did you have something else you wanted to say, Kanisha? You breaking up.
You was on a roll, honey. I definitely don't want you to break up. Come on here, Kanisha. We got this, because I was messing up before this started. Y'all must have prayed me in. I was scared we wasn't going to be able to do this, but I'm glad that we
now?
did.
Yes.
I was asking, were there any moments that you felt like you wanted to give up?
No. I feel a little, I would say I would feel bad more now than I did when I was going through dialysis, because I had to bury most of my family and my husband. You know what I mean? That sometimes, sometimes you feel like, well, I'm not saying I'm not lonely, but I miss all of them. You know what I mean? I'm not lonely, but I miss all of them, and I'm dealing with all 50 of their children, my siblings' children that's still here. So I'm dealing with them, and I love all of them, and they respect me, and they're learning a lot through me, and everything like that. They love what I'm doing. I just wish they was involved like this. I can't get them involved like this. I tried everything. I told them, I've been talking to y'all 20 years. Come on. Some of them got PKD. I'm like, come on, and diabetes, So I can't get them to do anything more. They just like me to do the talking and me to explain, I mean, read it, you know what I mean? Start marching, come on here. You in the army, come on, get your materials and let's go. Hip,
Lisa, let me ask you, what does your transplant anniversary mean to you now?
Oh, every year I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I have to do a film or something every year. I did something different this time because it was 10 years. I didn't want to talk this time. This time I just took a lot of the pictures and put it together with one of those songs that is encouraging. And I told my niece, put that together for me. I told Melody Boyd is my niece's daughter, and yeah. And she helps me with a lot of that stuff. She's 20 years old. She's a fighter. She has PKD and she has absent seizures and what was that other thing? Absent seizures, asthma and all that. But you couldn't tell. She outrun, play the drums on all of that. At 20 years old, could hold 2 jobs and go to college. I ain't mad at her.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So, Lisa, you become known as a true kidney warrior. What does that title mean to you personally?
You said a true kidney warrior, Steve?
Yes.
Now, I guess nobody had never put it that way, but I would say I would be I'm I'm grateful, that somebody would think that, because sometimes, all the hell you go through and, all the pain you go through, you don't even know nobody notices it, or you don't know anybody life has changed until you run into somebody that tells you. But you said that's it. That's a blessing by itself. That is a blessing by itself. I said I wouldn't do this up here. That's a blessing by itself. Thank you, whoever said it, whoever even brought it out. That's an honor to me. If I never get another citation, if I never get another citation or award of excellent or humanitarian award, I have all of those different awards, but that one put a smile on my heart, not just my face, Steve. So thank you for saying that.
Absolutely. So let me ask you, did you always see yourself as a warrior?
Uh, well, you sound like my mother. Because she had me at 6 months. I was only 2 pounds, and she always prayed over me. And I think that's why I couldn't gain any weight. And then at some age, I started gaining weight and never could get it off. So I don't know if I think myself as a warrior. I think I may be a fighter, because the more you say that I can't do it, or more you say that this thing is going to take me down, the more I fight. I always try to find a way out to make something work. I hate having a walker. I fell so many times, but I had to take it. Same thing when I had the cane. Said, and now that with the car accident and the thing with the spine, I can't feel my legs when I walk, and they're numb from my hips on down. And a lot of times I trip in here, so they gave me a bracelet. I left it in there, but it's a bracelet. When I go out, it calls an ambulance for me and stuff. I don't like stuff like that, but I always say, even on my own show, if that device helps you, even if you hate it, learn to love it. I had to give it a name and everything. I give stuff a name to help me to embrace it, so I won't get angry about it, but fight with the disease or the situation, and not use the thing and hurt myself more. So I guess maybe I would say I'm a fighter, because my mom always said that, because they told her that I might not live when she had me. And she said, I know she's only 2 pounds, and I had her at 6 months. But I gotta have her, and I kept living. And even when I buried her, I would say, Mom, I'm still here. I don't know why I'm still here, Mom, but I'm still here. You know what I mean? So, and I was her 15th child. My dad had 17 children together, 11 boys, 6 girls. So, yeah. So
Let me ask you, what would you say to someone who doesn't feel strong right now?
I would say there are going to be all kind of days that you face. All you have to do is get ready for it. You know what I mean? Because the good comes too. It's not always the ugly, the bad, the hurt, or the pain. There's some good there too. And don't let that thing prevent you from getting to the good. This might be a bad day right now, or this moment, but it won't always be like that. And when you get over that hump, you can look back behind and say, well, child, I made it over that mountain. And then you'll make it over another mountain after that. So don't give up. Keep trying. You know, if you feeling bad, get yourself a support group, or get you somebody in the family that you can talk to, or a friend. But don't deal with it by yourself, and don't beat yourself up, because we all have those rough days. But that don't mean you're not a warrior. That don't mean you're not a fighter. That don't mean you don't have your hat on, you don't got your gear on, or your weapon warranty stuff. You still got this. You got this. You will get it. And God will bless you and keep you with it. He's kept me, and I'm still fighting.
Shondo. Nah.
Oh, Boche, that's right, Shondo. I ain't mad at you.
All right.
All right. Um, your faith has clearly shown to be an important part of your journey. How has God carried you through your most difficult season?
What most of me? My what?
Can you speak
I'm
up a little
saying,
louder?
all right, I'm saying your faith has
Uh-huh.
clearly shown to be an important part of your journey. So I'm asking,
Yes.
how has God carried you through your most difficult moments or seasons?
Mm. Well, when I'm going through that, I cry to God. I talk to God. Listen, I'll take the praying oil and throw it on myself if I have to, or I tell him to throw it on me. I have to do this thing with God, because he's been with me my whole life. And every challenge I've ever had, he was with me, each challenge, whether it be sickness or family or job related, whatever it is, pain, embarrassment, triumphs, even victories. Even when my show was nominated for an award, who I didn't know nobody with a show that got nominated for an award, especially not a dialysis transplant type of thing. That's a heart's desire. You know what I mean? For me. So God has helped me with everything. He's held my hand through the whole thing. And I do appreciate him being in my life and directing me all this way. He hasn't never directed me in a wrong way, and I don't believe he will. So I have to be that soldier, even on the days I don't want to be a soldier, because there are times when you feel bad, or you're upset. But I don't feel that bad that I don't stop talking to him. And when I talk to him, I feel better. He's my medicine. He's my everything.
Wow.
Okay. Just another question on that too. Is there a particular Bible verse or message that sustained you during dialysis or after your transplant?
Oh Lord, I have so many, but one of them I really love is, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but God shall deliver us out of them all. So no matter what you go through or what you're dealing with, God is there to deliver you out of it. And every time I know that, I say, well, this just gonna last a little while. Look, I just gotta take this for a little while. I look around every day to see what day, because you don't always know when he's gonna do it. But as sure as you're born, he's gonna do it. Yes.
Okay.
Mm,
Amen.
wow. Great question, Kanisha.
Yeah.
Lisa, what does it look like when you advocate for others? What does that look like?
Well, you always got to be ready, because you don't know. You always got to have your stuff together. I have all kind of stuff in a bag. So I have different types of information in the bag about kidney disease and all kind of stuff, and all of the different foundations, DPC, Dallas Patient Citizens, AAKP, National Kidney Foundation, American, all of that, UNOS. And I have those things in my bag and go to different events and sit out there and talk to people. Sometimes people don't want to hear nothing you got to say. But when they see my arm, they get interested, or they get scared too. So,
Mhm.
I mean, but
Show your arm.
advocacy is
Let me. Can you show your arm again?
yeah.
And
I
that's
always
that's
show
a
it. I
fistula.
forgot this time. Yeah,
That's a
that's a fistula. It's 20 years old, and it just stopped moving and ticking,
okay.
because I fell and hit it against the wall, and it got more bigger than it
Wow.
ever been. So they put me in the hospital. I was trying to block falling to hurt myself, and I hit the wall. because I had that problem with stubble. So it got bigger. So they don't want to flatten it, and they don't want to do anything with it. I tried. I asked him a couple of times. He said, if it's not bothering you, we won't do anything with it. But I let it be a conversation. Even the children talk about it, and they tell their parents what it is, and I laugh. They said, Lisa, tell mommy that that's a fistula. I said, that's a fistula. He's telling her, right. She said, boy, shut up, shut up. I said, no, I told him that. You know what I mean? He knows that. So they like to touch it. They like to feel it. And the kids was like, 2.6, 6 years old. And I would, where's your kidneys? I believe in teaching everything and everybody, because kids go through this too. Adults aren't the only ones on dialysis, or sometimes it's the grandparent. A boy saw me in the store and he says, my grandma, she must have died because he was upset when he saw it. So I looked at him and I went to him and I said, it's okay. And he said, yeah. And, but he was very young, but he saw my arm and immediately said his grandmother. So she had to have it,
Right.
So
Lisa, let me ask you, how can people become better advocates for themselves and others?
Wow. Well, Blessed Kidney Connection is my baby, and that's what I came up with. But if you don't want to start your own thing or do your own thing, you can join something that's already doing it. You don't have to invent the wheel. You can get with dialysis patient citizens. You can get with any one of them, because matter of fact, I work with like 9 of them. Even the Heart Association, I wasn't getting enough into my heart. All of them. The Lung Association, I work with every last one of them. All you have to do is make a phone call. If they know you're interested, they'll tell you what to do to get involved. And it's not hard at all. You will love it. You'll appreciate it. And some of them, they have different resources that can help you get a scholarship for your child or for yourself if you want to go back to school, or help you with medications that you can't afford. So there are a lot of perks with this and to this, but you don't have to do it for the perks. You can do it for the education, or doing it for how good it'll make you feel, or how that look you see on the person's face to see the relief that somebody out there look like them that's dealing with this. Yeah.
Kanisha, did you have a question?
Yes, I do. All right. So you have worked
I'm loving
in
y'all. I ain't mad
social
at you. Come on here,
services.
family. Pardon, I'm
You
sorry. I
hear
was
me?
talking. I'm so excited. No, that's because
Okay.
Yeah,
All
go
right.
ahead.
All right. So you have worked in social services and are passionate about helping others, right? So how
Yes.
has your own health journey influenced the way you serve people?
Mm. Well, I'm upfront and personal with my people that I work with, whether I'm volunteering or whether I'm on my particular job. That's one thing I loved about Dr. Barry Smith, was my supervisor, and he let me be myself. That's why he hired me. He saw me in action somewhere. It was my husband's doctor. He saw me in action somewhere, and he said, I'm gonna save you. I couldn't save your husband, but I'm gonna save you. And he put me out there, and he let me be myself. So they see my arm, you know what I mean? They see me with the walker, but they see me keep going. And a lot of times they'll know that I'm there for them. And I'm going to tell them the truth. If I'm you'll tell when I'm having a harder day, or I'm not feeling well, I'm more quiet and stuff like that. They always tell me, you can't fix everything with a tissue and a cup of tea and a piece of candy, because I always got that on the test. And if they start crying or they're upset, I hand them a tissue, give them a cup of tea or something, a glass or something. They said, you can't heal everything with that. So I make them laugh, and I tell the truth, and I work with them where they at. Until they want to move higher and better, they will not move. I stay right there with them.
All right. So follow up on that. What has inspired you to become an advocate for the kidney community, for the community?
Well, I was the advocate inside the dialysis centers where I was. And I became that because I saw so much happen. You see people die in the center. They try to cover it up, but we know. You know, you see people die in there. You see people that have no hope in there. You see they come in one way and they leave a whole nother way. You ever met somebody that was happy, go lucky, strong, and all of a sudden this person like lost complete hope? You know what I mean? They're not the same. They don't talk no more. They don't laugh, like they're not enjoying life. They just let it kill them. You know what I mean? So I said, no, it can't be like this. They either need some kind of love, some support. Their family need to be involved, something. So I had to get involved. So I started being an advocate. Then I started writing books. And then I started doing shows. Then I started writing plays. And I started writing commercials. And because that stuff is under a rock. All the other illnesses is out there. People know all about it. Ours, they scratch their head. They don't know what we're talking about. So we got to do things. And that's why I'm an advocate, because there's not enough done. I do it till I can't do it no more.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's take a quick pause and come right back. Check out this PSA.
Hello, I'm Darren. We have breaking news. More than 600,000 Americans have kidney failure. While the number of people with kidney failure is enormous, the number of people with its precursor, chronic kidney disease, is staggering. An estimated 31 million Americans, or about 10% of the US population. Diabetes and hypertension cause 2/3 of all cases of kidney disease. 1 out of every 3 Americans is at risk for kidney disease, and kidney disease is now among the top 10 causes of death in the United States. In addition, 9 out of 10 people with early to moderate kidney disease don't know they have it, putting their health in jeopardy. Are you at risk? For more information, contact urbankidneyalliance.org. The life you save may be yours.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcoming our guest tonight at 8 p.m. EST.
All right, we're back with Dialysis Life with Steve the Kidney Nurse, joined by my guest co-host, Kenesha Williams from Kingston, Jamaica, and the fabulous Lisa Baxter. All right, Lisa, we don't have too much long, but let me ask you, pertaining to your podcast, let me play one last clip, see if you remember this.
411 in the kidney world. Well, today I got a beautiful diva that you're going to meet today. Her name is Julie Childs. Julie Childs started this beautiful, great foundation for her brother. I'm going to let her tell you, but I just wanted you to know Julie Childs is a queen, a blessed woman, a businesswoman, and a no-nonsense woman. And she's strong. She's a real kidney warrior. But let me shut up and let me bring her on so she can tell you what she got to say.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, everyone. This is Julie.
That was back in my early days of producing. I have gotten a lot better since then. But Lisa, tell us, when you see that clip, what comes to mind? Do you remember that show? You're muted. There you go. No, you're muted. You got to unmute.
I wasn't the one who muted it.
There you go.
What are you doing?
There you go.
Hello?
Right there.
All right. I don't know how that happened to you. Okay. Well, Julia Childs was one of the first ones that I interviewed. As a matter of fact, I saw her not too long ago and we hugged and everything a week ago. And I'm like, we screaming and everything. But that Julia, that had blessed me to do that. That's one of the first shows you allowed me to do, come to think of it. And that was a sister and brother that had polycystic. They had more, not polycystic, they've been on dialysis. and everything. And her brother plays football. So yes, I'm still trying to get him all these years. I'm still trying to get the brother. But yeah, Julia, her story was, everybody's story is special to me. It's just something about when you do the first one. And when I did the first one with with Valencia, I had to do a second show once she got a kidney. So I try to follow up, once they get a kidney. But it was special to me. And I thank you for showing that. Yeah.
Right. So tell us about your own podcast, the LIsa Baxter Show. What inspired you to start it?
Well,
what did
I think
you want that show to accomplish?
Well, I wanted to reach people that don't understand kidney disease and reach people that know that they're not alone if they have a transplant, if they're on dialysis, if they're the caregiver, or if they're the resource that can help one of the dialysis patients or people or warriors. So I want the show to accomplish that. The kidney cord, the reason why I got that is because it makes people laugh, but make them think at the same time. They're in trouble for not going to dialysis. They go to court for that. Your mama can take you to court, your father, your cousin, anybody, your next door neighbor can bring you to court because you missed your treatment, or because you didn't take your dialysis pills, or because you didn't even take your transplant pills, or you ate at a salad bar, and knowing that a transplant person is not supposed to eat at a salad bar. So that I tried to be tricky with it by telling them the truth and making them laugh at the same time. It meant something to me because it gets their attention. So whatever I can do, the craziest wig I can wear, the craziest way I can act, as long as I can get them to do the right thing for their life to live, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm. So we got a question from the comments from P Teach. She asked, how or what 2 suggestion tips would you provide for someone to deal emotionally with day-to-day issues as a kidney warrior?
One of the things I do to help myself deal as a kidney warrior is I do things that I like to do. So if you don't have like my husband passed away 11 years ago, and people crazy out here. So I take my own self out. You know what I mean? So I say, Lisa, girl, you want to go out? I take myself out to eat. And I don't just take any old little fast food. I take myself out because I'm valuable. You got to know your value. And your value is that you deserve to have fun. I go to the beach. I go everywhere I like. I like the beach. I like to travel. I love my family. I love doing things with them, but sometimes they're busy. Sometimes people don't have time for you. They don't mean they don't love you. They just don't have no time. So you have to make time for yourself. After I made time with God, I go out there and I have myself a good old time. I miss bowling because I can't bowl or jog like I used to. But do something that you like to do. Have fun. Go back to school, whatever it takes. Do stuff to not just sit there and think about your illness or think about what's going on in your body. Make yourself busy. Make yourself scarce. Get involved in one of those kidney things or something else. You'll have fun doing it, and you'll meet other people. You'll have a blast. Do something that you like that'll bring joy to you, and you wouldn't even worry about nothing else. Some of that stuff will start dropping off like wildflower, and you wouldn't even have to worry about it. Life is be lifing, but you will be lifing in a good direction, in a good way.
Mm-hmm. So did you give 2 suggestions?
Well, one is
offered?
all right.
Okay.
One is do what you want. Do something that you like to do. Happiness and joy is a good thing in life. Stress is what bothers you. So stop stressing and do something fun that you need to, want to, or like to do. And God forbid, but if you need to talk to somebody, then talk to him. When my husband died, I talked to a therapist. When my sister died, I talked to a therapist. So a lot of times Black people ain't going to talk to no therapist. But let me tell you, I'm Black and I'm a woman and I talk to a therapist. I did that. And you don't have to do it a long time or a lifetime. Do it as long as you need it. But you have to do some things that's going to help you. Like I told you, I don't like my walker and I didn't like a lot of things, but it gets me around. I wouldn't be able to go to church, the beach and all that. Somebody would have to help me every 2 minutes. I just got a aid. You think I wanted that aid? I used to work as a home aide before, but I can't clean the bathroom and the kitchen and stuff like I used to. That made me some joy, even though I don't feel like nobody being in the house with me. I don't like nobody being in my apartment with me, not all day. You know what I mean? But you got to do what you got to do to get better. So even if whether you like it or not, if it's going to bring joy, do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see my co-host. Did you have any questions right now? Or
Yes. All right. Through the Lisa Baxter show, right? What message do you hope people take away from your platform?
Great question.
Well, I want them to get health and happiness, laughter, healing, and love from it. I mean, this is why I was so happy when it went on cable, because it was only on YouTube and cable and Google and the HD channel. They gave me an HD channel. I'm like, what? Twice they gave me an HD channel. That's when I'm going to the app. I'm like, oh my God, you know, and I still won't get paid for this. I'm not looking to get paid. I mean, I wouldn't mind any money. I'm a widow, but I'm just glad that they would get some hope. Seeing the show would give them hope, make them laugh, and see that they're not alone. If they don't see nothing else, they at least should see those three, and that there's something out there for them. All they got to do is keep on looking, keep on trying, and get out there. That's it.
Wow. Wow. You finished, Kanisha? Or you had any follow-up? Or you okay?
So, what does taking care of a transplanted kidney look like on a day-to-day basis?
You ain't never lied. Come on here. Well, let me tell you something. You better be diligent, just like you was with the dialysis. You got to be diligent with this thing. You got to know not to go to the salad bar. You have to watch out for people coughing. I had COVID 3 times, all right? And it wasn't even my fault. Even when I stayed in the house, I still got it because somebody visited me with it. And some of the young people, and one of the person was a senior person that coughed in my face. So you have to you have it. What it looks like, you get up, you take your medicine. You got to take it 12 hours apart. All right. And you have to just remember the medicine, you know, watch out for the sun. The sun supposed to, give you cancer. You know, they say you can get cancer. You have to go to your GYN and make sure everything's good there. The whole body needs to be good though, even though, so you have to, that's one of the things you gotta you have your annual checkups. You have to, go for a walk, sit outside, get some air. You know what I mean? Look for a job, volunteer. You know what I mean? But you have to protect your kidney. I call my kidney Hannah. I protect Hannah all the time. Everybody in the hospital call her Hannah. Lisa, how Hannah doing? Say Hannah is good. She's very good. That was what my husband wanted to name my baby Hannah. So I ended up naming my kidney Hannah since we lost the babies. But it's a good journey. The transplant is different. You know what I mean? You just got to watch yourself because everybody don't want to take you. If you go to the dentist, you have to have an antibiotic before that. And I'm highly allergic to antibiotics. You know what I mean? And in my case, they want me to go to the hospital to take care of what's wrong with me. And some of them don't want to agree to do it. So, it's just a lot, but it's still doable. I like to talk and smile. So I'm a little aggravated about them not giving me at least a partial when they want to take all my teeth out. But I don't have enough, for the dentures, enough, bone. And then if they screw it in there, it can cause a problem with the transplant. You pay $10,000 out of your pocket, like a car. And then you might not get your money's worth because it may get infected or bother you. So, but even with that news, I'm still chewing, I'm still eating, and I'm still doing what I want to do because it's always going to be one thing that's going to jump on there while you're having a good time. So keep having your good time and enjoy your transplant and enjoy being on dialysis while you're on it. Pick something good on it that'll keep you going. Pick something that you like about it. It saves your life, even though the needle hurt and you get the low blood pressure. I used to throw up or fall out. The lights start blinking. I pass out and all that. I had to wear a bracelet outside that told the people when I passed out in the street what was wrong with me. So you got to make this thing good and inform your family and let everybody in the family know, from the little child all the way to the oldest adult. So if something go down with you, they'll know what to do and not be surprised. What happened? What's wrong with her? We got that in our family. You don't want that kind of thing. You want everybody to be on board and know. So don't ever forget that. So yeah, the transplant is going well too. Yes.
We ain't gonna keep you much longer, Lisa. We kind of been over the show, but gonna ask you a couple more questions and then kind of close.
Do your thing. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
I go to physical therapy tomorrow, not today. I went to church. So go ahead, shoot.
So your faith has clearly played a major role in your life. How has God carried you through your journey? How has your relationship with God deepened through illness and healing?
Well, when they were pushing me into the operating room, and I said, God, you promised me I wouldn't be on dialysis. What am I doing here on dialysis? And he said to me he said, I know, but I want you to witness a miracle. Not knowing that the miracle would be the Lisa Baxter show, the 7 books, or being an advocate or somebody that's going out there to talk to people. I never knew it would go this far or get this big or wide or all these years. So, God has just always been there. He always seen me through. I talk to him like I'm talking to you right now. Lord, I need you. Lord, please help me through this. Lord, this is ugly. Lord, this is getting hard. Lord, I miss my husband. I get real with God. You got to get up close and personal, and that's how I get with him. And he relates back to me. When you lose stuff, God gives you more of him. So he gave me more of him while I dealt with all of this stuff, while I had to bury my family, while I had to, deal with the rest of my family, enjoy them as well as help them, and them help me. You know what I mean? So God has always been there, and it's a true thing, and a real thing. And for, who people don't always understand that or get it. When you in those trenches, he'll be there. And then you'll know that he's really who he says he is.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you, how has ministry helped shape the woman you are today?
Well, I guess it made me a little more bolder because I was always a shy person. You know what I mean? You wouldn't think I was shy. But I was a very shy person, even in school, because I love school. I love knowledge. I like class. I sat in the front. That's how they found out I needed glasses when I was little. But anyway, but I think it has shaped me to be a better woman, a better aunt, a better wife, a better advocate, you know what I mean? A stronger woman, you know what I mean? A woman that can listen sometime and shut up, 'cause, I can jabber. But, it has made me a better woman, to take better care of myself, to love myself when I used to didn't love myself. You know what I mean? When I had low self-esteem, God has really built me up and made me a whole lot stronger. So I can recognize that in another woman in a minute, when they have the low self-esteem or don't love on themselves the way they should, when they already know that God knows you're beautiful. He makes beautiful things. Everything you've made is beautiful.
Gotcha. I'll ask my co-host if she had any follow-up questions before I ask my last question.
Yes. All right. So, what would you say to someone who has lost hope while waiting for a transplant?
Okay. When you are waiting for a transplant, after you do all those tests, they've been keeping you so busy. Sometimes you're not even thinking about when you're going to get it because they give you so many tests. You're not thinking about that. All those tests sometimes get to you, maybe not get to everybody, but it get to you. All right. So while you're waiting for it, Stay busy. While you're waiting for it, stop looking at the clock, looking at the calendar and checking things off. That don't make it come any faster. All it's gonna do is make you mad, upset, and keep calling them or bothering them. You can get on more than one list. You got to think of all your options, you know? So while you're waiting, you can just wait in New York or go somewhere else. I had an option to go, I think, the Mayo Clinic, but my husband was sick. I didn't want to leave my husband. He told me, the girls for kidney, go. I said, I'm not going to leave you. My husband was really sick. We both had serious illnesses. I couldn't just leave him. So you just got to stay busy. Keep busy, check sometime, or sometime they'll call you, not yet, or they'll say send the blood, or have your place send the blood. You know, you could check those kind of ways, but do something still that you love and like, and stay busy. If you're working, while you're working and doing other things, the kidney will come. I waited a very long time. They kept telling me my kidneys can work, so I was waiting for them to work. So, you know, it never kicked in. So I said, well, let me try this transplant thing. But I didn't want to at first. So Archbishop Rochford and my husband, Mitchell Baxter, is the ones who got me to go on the transplant list. And that's why he got tested behind my back. So just stay encouraged and wait, because it'll be a good thing and a different experience. There's always good love out there for you. And all you got to do is wait for it. When it comes, you'll be glad. But everything comes with something. You know what I mean? And it might not be always exactly what you thought or wanted. I know people that turn it down, and I know people that turn dialysis down, and I keep telling them, don't do that. You got to live for this thing. But you do what you just stay busy. That's what I did. I stayed busy. I wasn't counting. That's why I was surprised when I was called 4 times. You know, but it pushed me at the top of the list because I was on there for so many years. It pushed me to number 4. All right. So you get pushed up the longer you on there, but you got to know when you start this is a wait. And sometimes something come out of nowhere and they call you sometime, but there's other people on there too that need it. So the worse they are, it pushes you down sometimes because it's an emergency for this person to get one. So you might have been number 1. So this person is number 1 now. So you got to think about all the rules and regulations that go with waiting, but stay busy and know that you're on the list to come. You already been waiting anyway before you even on the list. So take that same wait the way you was doing while you was on dialysis and continue to wait and do it that way. You can do it. Come on now. You're a soldier. You got this. Bring it in. Bring it in. Come on, y'all. We in this together.
Got you. Any follow-up questions to that, Kenesha? Are you fine?
Then, what message of hope would you leave with everyone watching, especially those on dialysis, transplant recipients, and the caregivers and their family?
Oh, the caregivers, my God, I've been that 3 times. You got to give that caregiver or that caregiver a break. You know what I mean? And they need some help. Sometimes they ask for it and sometimes they don't. And sometimes they don't get it when they do. But try to save them, because it's bad when you're the caregiver and you start fading while you're taking care of the person that you're taking care of. But I would say that you always got to put things in place to help you. Whatever it's a little thing or a big thing, put it in place to help you. When I sometimes can't walk, I put everything near me. I hang things on the doors. I know my home attendant was probably asking. I asked her, I said, no, that's not garbage. I have a hard time looking for stuff because I'm supposed to be moving. So I packed half of my stuff. So boxes are still everywhere. So I have to know where everything is. So you have to just put things in the place where you can to deal with this thing. Find something that'll make it work for you, because I can say all I want to say and it might not work for you, but you know what works for you. You know exactly what worked for you. You know, to have your family there in place for you, to have your back, or that coworker or that friend or that buddy or that new person you met online, wherever you met, whoever can help you to do this or deal with this or help you to fight with this or live with this. That's what you get.
Lisa, last question. you have a passion for youth and the performing arts. Why are those areas so important to you?
Well, kids, I've always loved kids. At the church for 13 years, I was over the youth department, and I've been the youth coordinator, even with the city of New York, and I work with foster kids, runaway kids, kids in prison. I was teaching them religious studies and stuff like that. Kids kids fall apart because they need us, and they go through a whole lot of stuff like they're grown when they're not grown, and the rest of them is not powerful enough to go through some of the terrible things that they deal with and go through, and they try to mask it or hide it or whatever they use to try to live with the thing. Is just sad when there's too many people out there that can help them. They don't have to go some of those ways that they're going. You know what I mean? So I don't want a child to fall by the wayside. They mean everything to me. If I'm tired right now and the child called me right now, any one of the people that I was even counseling, I would do anything for the person because they're a kid, they're a child, they're a youth or young. They already get no and door slam in their face. The last thing they need is you doing that. You know what I mean? So it means everything to me that you would do something for this child or this kid or this baby that needs you. You have the power to help. So help. You know what I mean? So if I have the power to help, I help. I do it with adults too, but children, I would drop everything in the mid-air and stop and help them before I would do it for anybody else. Kids mean everything to me. I love them. I always have. And they make me laugh and they're special and they're sweet. All of them aren't bad or crazy. They're good. They're good. So a lot of good ones out there, and they just need some love, some direction, and some help.
Okay. So my last follow-up question, Lisa, you froze, but we can still hear you. But you have froze. What
Oh, thank God.
message?
Okay.
Yeah. What message do you want young people to receive from your example?
I want them to find a place that can help them. There are different agencies out there and programs that really help, children out there. You know what I mean? I used to work with special services for children and stuff like that, and they help the special needs. They help the learning disabled. They help the behavioral problem children, or the children with no parent, or the children that's running the street. There are so many things out there. Don't suffer. Don't suffer. Go get that help. And I know sometimes you go to a place and it's not what you thought, or you may even hate it, or they may even treated you bad because everybody don't have the same heart at the job. I've experienced that myself. But keep looking until you find that thing to help you live and grow till you're grown up. All right. So please don't just live on the street. Don't just live any and everywhere or wilding out, because I hope that you have a family or get a new family if your old family is no longer around, or you don't know where they at, or you're adopted or whatever it is. But please get that help and don't suffer out there on the street. Find a program. Now you got Google it, call somebody, ask somebody, walk into an office. I don't care what you do, but I want you to get that help and stay off those streets and don't live like this if you don't have to. Okay?
Wow. So Lisa, that was awesome. Even though we don't see you moving, we still have a still picture of you on the screen. And
wow.
That brings us to the end of today's episode of Dialysis LIfe with Steve, the kidney nurse. Lisa, thank you so much for sharing your heart, your journey, and your wisdom with us tonight. Your story is a powerful reminder that even in the middle of pain, purpose still lives. You are a true inspiration to the kidney community and to everyone who hears your testimony. To our viewers, thank you for joining us for this special episode of Dialysis LIfe with Steve, the kidney nurse. We hope Lisa's story encouraged you, strengthened you, and reminded you that you are never alone in your journey. To my co-host, Kanisha, thank you for tuning in and taking the time from your schedule to co-host with me. Do you have any parting words you want to say about tonight's show before we tune out?
Say thank you for having me. And Lisa, it was such a great show. Thank you for your encouraging words towards others that who are on dialysis and who has received their transplant or who have been waiting to. I hope everyone has been inspired by your story, your resilience, and the way that you have faith in God that anything that you believe in, that God will help you go through with it. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you both. You guys are wonderful and excellent. And I just thank you for having me on. Any resources that you need me to mail or send you or text you, I'll be glad if anybody called in or asked about it. Whether it's in a different state, I have international services. Bless your life. And thank you so much, V for Victory.
So to our viewers, thank you for joining us for this special episode of Dialysis LIfe with Steve, the kidney nurse. Again, we hope Lisa's story encouraged you, strengthened you, and reminded you that you are never alone in your journey. Until next time, keep inspired, stay blessed. Your story matters, your health matters, and your life matters. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We see you soon. Again, Lisa, thanks a lot. Kanisha, our viewers, thank you for hanging in there with us for this long episode. We really appreciate it. We had many people who joined the show and commented. Miss Elizabeth Oldham, who's a kidney advocate on Facebook, social media. We have Amanda Ellen. We had P Teach, and this person, Hallelujah Hour, 3348. Do you know that person, Lisa?
I invited a lot of people, but I'm not sure. You know, I know the one you said on Facebook. Yeah, I know her.
Gotcha.
You know.
All right, everyone. Have a great night, Lisa. Thank you, Kanisha. Have a great week, and we see everyone soon. Take care.
Thank you. Yeah, the nurse got skill, break it down smooth. Keep the whole squad chill, talking about kidneys. Yeah, we keep them on track. If your numbers off balance, he gon' bring them right back. Got the wisdom on deck, no stress, just facts. Hydration, motivation every time he reacts. From the clinic hallway to your podcast feed, dropping gems so fresh. Yeah, that's all you need. Stevethekidneynurse, yeah, you know the name. Keep your body in check, yeah, we play no games. Real talk, real health, yeah, we keep it pure. Tap in right now, Stevethekidneynurse, yeah. The kidney nurse.